Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're getting into Nezumi's first love. Now, I heard about this story off of Instagram from an account that I follow of a brand that I really like, because he said that this story was disturbing, okay? I like disturbing stories. I just do. So I asked him, on a scale of 1 to 10, how disturbing is this story? He said a 7 or an 8. So then I was like, you know what? How does it compare to No Longer Human? Honestly, he said it just depends on preference, because No Longer Human, in general, is probably the most messed up story I've read so far. So I was like, okay, sure, I'll check it out. Why not? So we're here. I better be disturbed, okay? The website says, I'm getting this off of the official, don't know how to pronounce the name. It's right here. I'm paying $9 for this. So if this isn't good, I'm crashing out. And if this is not disturbing, Zombie Makeup Club, count your days, because I will hunt you down. I don't know where you live, maybe Nebraska. I don't know why whenever I think of your brand, I think of Nebraska, but you know, I don't care. I'm coming for you. Okay, anyway, enjoy the story. Bye. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, now bye. Enjoy the video. Okay, so yeah, getting into this story, I wasn't really expecting it to really be all that messed up because the website said it was 16 plus, which, you would think because it's 16 plus, it wouldn't be that bad, because, like 18 plus might be, up there. I wasn't really expecting it to throw some of the stuff at me like this, especially one plot twist. Like, this is me reading chapter 1. I'm not gonna spoil it, but boy, is it shocking. Chapter 1 starts off with Nezumi, who is the main character, and she is pretty much a born assassin. Like, she's been killing people since the day she was born. She's in an arcade looking at a plushie in one of those claw machines, while a guy is in some type of photo booth calling his mom, telling her to help him, but she ends up killing him while she walks out of the booth. She's then told to come back. She runs across this guy whose name is Ao. It's spelled literally A and O, so I'm assuming it's Ao. And Ao looks at her, tries to help get the plushie out of the claw machine, to no avail, because those things are difficult as hell to manage. But she ends up leaving anyway. And here it kind of looks like that she's getting hit in the face, and it kind of threw me off a bit. We then cut to her late at night in her apartment. She's about to lay down, but before she does, she pops some pills. But before she, pops those pills, she says thanks for the meal, which it could be a part of the flashback we're about to get, or she could have said that at that moment, which if it was said at that moment, you can kind of think about where this was going to head. I thought it was going to head that way. We then end up getting a flashback of Nezumi as a child, and this big dude with tattoos, we can assume he's a Yakuza member. He then tells Nezumi, while looming over her like a weirdo, told ya, we're gonna decide what you're worth today. Didn't I? No big deal. Everyone else already did it. Just be a good girl, like always. The others will get upset if I leave you out. We can assume what he ends up doing to those children. And it's not a pleasant, it doesn't sound pleasant at all. We then cut to the next day when she wakes up. She's killed another dude. We then cut to her in front of a guy in a black suit, who we can assume is the boss, because he just looks like a boss. To sum up what he says in this scene, he pretty much says he's grateful for her work. She gets the job done, and she does a really good job. One thing I want to point out, he says the family has gotten so much bigger with you here, which it could just be me just overthinking things and giving my expectation on something that I haven't even read yet, but that sounds weird. It could be one of those situations to where, like, it sounds weird if you make it weird, but that right there sounds a little off. I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. You could probably think what I'm thinking. Just sounds a little weird. We then get to see what he meant about the past in a flashback that ends up happening. where Nezumi didn't get anything horrible happen to her, or at least that night. She ends up killing the big dude with tattoos, and she ends up killing everybody else in that room, the kids included. Why? Wait, they were innocent. I assume they were innocent. We then cut to Nezumi in a park, just relaxing on the swings, until the guy from the arcade, you know, the one that was trying to get the plushie for her, comes up to her with the plushie in her hand. Apparently, he's been following her around a lot. He really likes her, like a lot. He even admits it pretty darn broadly. Nezumi isn't really agreeing with it, you know, probably because of what she does for a living. He doesn't let up, and eventually they end up together. We then see them eat together, play video games together, and then we find out that they've been together for 6 months. 6 months? That's a large time jump, honestly. Later on, Nezumi is done with the job. She ends up walking home with Ao, and they end up talking about her birthday. He wants to take her to a restaurant, and actually, he shows her the restaurant that he's going to be taking her to. We then cut to them in bed together. Nezumi asks him about having sex for her birthday, which, I'm gonna cut that out. The next day, she's getting all dressed up for the dinner. She ends up getting a text from the boss saying, yo, I got a job for you last minute. Come on. She said she's busy. He said it was last minute, which is kind of rude, but I mean, it's also the Yakuza. I don't think these people care. We then cut to a parking garage where she is drove into, and there's a guy in the chair. This guy is none other than Ao, the big Ao, and she's told to kill him now, like right now, like right then and there. Whew. Anyway, that was the end of chapter 1. Crazy chapter. Honestly, I think this is a good way to start off this story. I wasn't expecting that, you know, that plot twist where she would have to kill Ao, but gosh, when I was first reading this, that got me like crazy. Like, I showed it in the clip, actually. That was the clip that I showed, which, it still kind of gets me now, but I know what happens after it, so I'm not really too, I'm not really too against it. Moving on to chapter 1, A Foolish Request. We start off chapter 2 back where we stopped in chapter 1. Ao is talking to Nezumi. They pretty much start flirting together until one guy freaking punches the heck out of him with brass knuckles, telling him to stop flirting with each other, which, gosh, why so aggressive? There's no reason to be like that. The boss then ends up telling her to hurry up so she can kill him. And then one guy starts talking trash and pretty much saying, how the heck could you end up with a loser like this? And then Nezumi doesn't like talk about her man. So what does she do? She kicks the shit out of him. Like, reading this, I felt like she kicked me. That was a hard kick. Gosh. The boss then ends up calling her a monster. Nezumi says that she's sorry. And then we find out that Ao witnessed Nezumi kill someone, which is how all of this stuff happened. The boss ends up trying to convince her by saying, you've killed so many people. What's one more body? She then recounts over the hundreds of people that she's actually ended up killing in her career. She says that she'll try harder, just don't kill him. The boss then ends up grabbing her head and says that this one's broken, which kinda doesn't really confirm. It kinda confirms my theory from earlier. It makes sense, does it not? The boss then rubs it in more by saying, you seriously thought you could be happy with this guy? Don't talk trash about my boy Ao. Yeah, he's a loser sometimes, but don't talk trash about him. He then goes on to call her a weapon, a tool for killing. The boss then tells Ao to look at Nezumi. Your girlfriend is a killer. But Ao does not care. Nezumi is my girlfriend, is what he says. He's not your tool. Yo, speak up. The boss then does the most disrespectful thing you can probably do to a male and stomp him in the nuts, like badly. Like, the image doesn't do it justice, but like, kind of like that, you know, just imagine that was, don't imagine that, no. Nezumi then tries to save this whole situation by agreeing with the boss, saying that she is a tool, saying that she is a weapon for killing and everything, and she is the messed up one, and pleads for him not to kill Ao. The boss turns around and says, look at you. You really are broken. He puts the knife to Ao's neck, and Ao says, I was looking forward to doing it with you tonight. Super sad. Nezumi then tells the old man who's holding her, whose name is Tengu, to let her go, but then Tengu tells her to think hard. Once someone steps into our world, there's no getting out of it. You know better than that. Nezumi then has a small glimpse into the past, and then she says, I'll train Ao to be a natural born killer. You know, they then end up agreeing. Nezumi says that she'll take responsibility. She'll make him strong so he can join the family. The boss tells her, you really have lost it. Then Nezumi says, if he dies, I die. Ah! Get yourself a woman like Nezumi, bro. She then bites her tongue. It's all bloody, so a lot of the words that she says are a little weird. But she says something along the lines of, it's the truth. Then the boss calls Ao a piece of shit, and if he's really that important to her, let it be. End of chapter 2. Much shorter than chapter 1, or at least it felt like much shorter. When I was writing this down, it felt shorter. Nezumi saying that she was going to train Ao was a little not off-putting, a little unexpected, because I thought she was gonna end up killing him. Again, this literally could just be my mind just overthinking things and having expectations that I honestly should not have. But I actually thought she was gonna kill him. Thankfully, she didn't. I'm happy she didn't, but, you know, I like this direction that the story is going in right now. Chapter 3, Promise. Chapter 3 starts off after the events of chapter 2. They're in a car. Ao is laying on Nezumi's lap. We then get a small flashback where the boss just completely doubts that Nezumi has the ability to train this man. Honestly, I don't blame him. Ao seems kind of like a loser. I've said it before. He seems a little clumsy and just silly. Tengu then says it won't be such a bad idea. I mean, something bad happens to Nezumi, we have someone to back her up, which is gonna be Ao. Boss is then convinced and gives her 1 month, but if there isn't perfection, he's dead. We cut back to the car. Nezumi is apologizing. Ao feels like she shouldn't have to apologize for saving him, and he'll do his best as a hitman. Nezumi says, you sure? You sure? She doesn't even believe in herself. Ao's like, you're doing it, aren't you? I'll be fine. Sure. But then Tengu cuts him off. Nezumi has been doing this since birth. She has been killing people pretty much the day that she was born. So don't get it twisted. You have zero clue what you're getting yourself into. He then says you got 1 month to kill some random person. Nezumi cannot help you. Only thing she's able to do is train you to kill. Meaning, when he has to kill this man, he's going on his own. They then end up at some building. Nezumi apologizes again and regrets him meeting her in the first place, because if they didn't meet, none of this would have happened. Ao says, it's fine. As long as you're with me, I can do anything. Which is so cute to hear. This is so nice. Nezumi then cuts off the optimism and says, you need to listen. If they order me to kill a woman, a child, a newborn baby, I do it. Laying the ground for what he's getting himself into. Because I honestly think at this point, he's still thinking things are peaches and rainbows. Nah, you actually have to kill someone now. You're in the Yakuza pretty much. You have to do what they say. And if you don't, you're dead. Family is a thing, but all family goes out the window when you don't listen to what they say. That's the world I live in, she says. And if it were for me, could you kill someone, Ao? Ao then thinks what they have her doing. Then he decides, I'll kill everyone who hurts you. Anyone and anything that's got you trapped. I'll take care of it all. This man is better than me. I couldn't. I would have died right then and there. I don't know if I could handle, actually killing somebody. Unless I'm like defending myself, I don't think I could actually handle killing somebody. It's just too off-putting for me. Like, just thinking about it just makes me feel weird. I can't do that. Ao then, lightens up the mood a bit and teases Nezumi for not killing him. And after all this, Ao is bummed at the fact that they didn't have sex, which, damn, man, that sucks. That truly does suck. Worst thing that's happened today. Not like that you were kicked in the nuts or that you were tied down to a chair and you were threatened to be killed by your own girlfriend, by a boss who was ordering her around. Worst thing that happened today is that you didn't get to have sex. Crazy. But then she says she gives a little consultation prize and gives him a peek at some tits. I can't show it because YouTube, but yeah. Go read it for yourself. Chapter 4, Happiness. We then start off in chapter 4 in their apartment. Pretty much Ao points out that her outfit that she's wearing is a little revealing, even though it's an outfit that she wears when she trains. Nezumi's first lesson is to then teach him to kill with a knife. She is really in detail with it, but pretty much what she does is she goes over a few movements on like a basic way to kill someone with a knife. Ao's mind is completely just all over the place, thinking about last night, you know, from the consultation prize, and just overall, just his mind is everywhere with her touching him and stuff, which you would think he'd be used to by now because they lay in bed together. So I don't really get why he's thinking these things, even though he should be used to it. After Nezumi demonstrating all of that and him not paying attention at all, he then goes to say, I can't move that fast. You can't do the movements in the first place. You weren't even paying attention. What do you mean you can't move that fast? Nezumi then asks the very out-of-pocket question, are you horny? We should have sex first, shouldn't we? Maybe then you'll be able to focus. Because she's aware. She's not stupid. She's aware. Ao is not, he's not secretive. She knows. At this point, Ao is stunned and shocked, which honestly, I feel like if anyone told that to anybody, they'd be shocked as well, like, where the heck is this coming from? He then apologizes. Nezumi then comforts him by saying, now let's both do our best so we can be happy together, because I'm pretty sure Ao doesn't want to do this. Deep down, he does not want to do this, but he's solely doing this because of her, and he sees that she's not really happy in the Yakuza, so them doing it together and them just getting all of this over with will be amazing, to say the least. She then wants Ao to do what she just did, even though he was not paying attention. And that basically means that she wants him to theoretically kill her, which she doesn't think that he has the guts to do, because she says, if you want to be happy with me, then you gotta try to kill me. For real. That's the end of chapter 4. I like this dynamic going on with them right now. I like this whole, you know, couple murdering a couple that both of them are assassins. I like this dynamic. I also find it funny how Ao just was not paying attention at all throughout this entire thing. There are certain elements of humor in this manga that I think hit pretty darn well. And that makes this very entertaining to read, especially Ao. I think Ao is probably my favorite character, even though I make fun of him and say that he's a loser and he's gullible and clumsy. He's actually a pretty cool character. Chapter 5, Practices. We start off chapter 5 right after the events of chapter 4. They're in the apartment building and Ao is, of course, nervous about attacking her because, I mean, that's his girl. I mean, I feel like anybody would hesitate to kill someone that they love. She then reassures him by saying that she'll be fine and trust me on this. Ao then looks at the knife and at the back of Nezumi. Just the thought of stabbing her in the neck makes him uncomfortable. He then walks up to Nezumi and touches her on her shoulder. He then says, Nezumi, I wrote this down, I don't know why. There's a long, deep pause. He then yells, maybe we should have sex after all, because this man's mind is everywhere. He cannot focus at all. And really, I don't really blame him. This man is probably having the worst 24 hours of his life. I have to kill someone in a month. I have to learn how to kill someone with a knife. I have to theoretically kill my girlfriend. I almost died the other day from my girlfriend. There's so much going on in this man's head right now. I don't even blame him for him blocking all of that out. to focus on this. Nezumi then looks back and says, "It's fine. It's off the tape." Ao hands her the knife because she asked for it. Ao screams, "I'm sorry, and I need to get it together." Which I don't really blame him for this. Nezumi has the patience of, I don't even know what heck has patience at this point. A patience of a sloth. You know, because they're very slow. At this point, I feel like I would have crashed out on him by now because, dude, you keep messing this up. We got a month. This is day one. We have a whole 27 days left to do this. You gotta focus. Because if you can't do this in a month, you're dead. If I was Nezumi, I would be the stressed one out right now. Because you're treating this like, okay, I'm pretty sure he's not treating it like it's a game or anything like that. But, like, you just gotta get it together. Let's move on. Nezumi then reassures him again. She will be fine. Just point the blade in the right area. Not too high, not too low. Right in the Adam's apple. Ao then manages to take the knife and put it right in the Adam's apple right here. Ao then says, let him know if it hurts or not. She says she's fine. And that's the end of chapter 5. Chapter 6, Lovers. Chapter 6 starts off 8 days later. They have 20 days till the events of Ao eventually killing this man. And Ao still messes up on the movements, which, oh my gosh. Nezumi, you have so much patience. 8 days later and he can't maneuver the way that you were maneuvering? It's 8 days later. How are you still bad at this? Because he's messing up on the movements, Nezumi then critiques him. And then he asks him if he needs to take a break. Ao then goes all dramatic and says, no, not even one break. I don't need a break. It's been 8 days and I don't need a break. The days go by and he trains every day in, day out, till there are 10 more days left. He does the killing maneuver right. Nezumi is happy for him. I almost really felt like I was going to die there, which is not something you want to hear from your girlfriend. The day then comes to an end and they're laying in bed together. Ao says, just a little longer and I'll make you happy. Nezumi then grabs his hand and says she's already happy. And then she kisses him on the cheek and gets a little touchy together. Her words are then, after her kissing him, there. Just a little sex for you. And thank you for finding me. We then get sent into a flashback from when Nezumi is younger. She's in a house and she has to kill someone's daughter. So what does she do? She kills the daughter and she just walks out. As she's walking out, someone passes by. They're wondering, sister, are you here? Like, where are you? We then get a full page of what it looks like. I don't think it is, but it looks like Ao, just with darker hair, which, I mean, I'm kind of confused about because it looks like Ao, but Ao also looks like he has blonde hair. But then yet again, Giorno also had black hair, but then he has blonde hair. So maybe it changed over time. So I'm a little confused. Okay, I just want to quickly say this right now. The boy at the end of the manga, the one that Nezumi walked past, is indeed Ao. And actually, they tease that it's Ao like 2 or 3 different times throughout the story. One is in the very beginning of the story as we see Ao is looking in a vending machine when they first meet in the arcade machine at a figure of the same cat girl that he is holding the book of. Another thing is that he also says in, I think, chapter 2, that his sister is also dead. So, wow. I did not catch that. That is honestly kind of insane. Because when I was reading it, I had a feeling, I just knew that they would not put that there for no reason. And I just find that, like, they wouldn't put the cat girl on the book for no reason. And I think that's really cool. It's also just crazy to me how I didn't catch it, even though I did read the manga throughout the week. Even if I didn't read it throughout the week and I just read it in one go, I probably still wouldn't have caught it because that's kind of subtle. Like, that's pretty subtle. So, yeah, anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. That is indeed Ao, which is messed up. Like, that is so messed up. That is, like, wow. How the heck? This manga is really good. I can't wait to see where it's gonna go. I can't wait to see where, like, that whole plot goes. with like Nezumi being the killer of his sister. That's gonna be so great. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. We then get a shot of her looking up at the sky, and then we see both of them facing each other in bed, which is very cute. And that is the end of volume 1. Wow, this was good. This was really good. I was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like completely messed up, and as you can clearly see, my mind was just going to the most messed up thing that can possibly happen. And thankfully, it never really went there. Again, there's still more to this. Volume 2 is out already. Volume 3 comes out in like 2 weeks or so. I enjoyed this a lot. I will be reading volume 2 for a video. And wow. Nezumi, great girlfriend. Ao, great boyfriend. Boss, he's a bitch. He also has a lot of tattoos. I wanted to point that out earlier. They show like a photo of him from back then with the big tattooed guy that Nezumi killed when she was younger. This man has a lot of tattoos. He doesn't look like it from the suit, but his literally from like here on down. Like I'm turning. Okay. There are tattoos everywhere. Like, gosh, I get Yakuzas have to have a lot of tattoos. Well, I don't think they have to have a lot of tattoos. I think they just need like the big dragon on the back. I'm not really too sure how that works out. But yeah, really good story. Go read it for yourself. Link it in the description down below. Was it worth the money? Yes. Was it messed up? Certain parts, yes. Am I going to hunt down Zombie Manga Club? I don't know yet, because the story might get, more messed up the more it goes on. Anyway, yeah, with that being said, go check out the story yourself. Link it in the description down below. Have an amazing day. Oh, wait, like and subscribe.